Alright. There it is, whelp. The reliquary. That's where they keep that artifact. Apparently they call it the Shard of Distant Truth. Whatever that's supposed to mean. At any rate, we're almost ready for the big heist. And it's about time, too. I'm getting real tired of sleeping in the woods, all out in the open and exposed like that. I seriously can't believe we couldn't find anything better than that. I mean, what kind of country puts that much effort into destroying every abandoned building? And actually blocking off caves? Psychopaths, every one of them. Yeah, I know. Obviously, they know exactly what they're doing, because it keeps bandits like us from having a convenient hideout. Doesn't mean I'm happy about it, though. I gotta admit, the Barian Empire is a lot more put together than I was expecting. I figured they were just cocky when they decided to double-cross me. But I guess they really thought that there wasn't anything we could do to them. But at least they never figured out we snuck our way into their borders. They really confused us with the raiders. Those idiots. Anyway, we've scoped the whole thing out, and things are looking pretty promising. The guards are heavily armed, but there aren't too many of them, and almost all of them are outside. To top it off, they only have one signal tower, right over there. We can soak the brazier so they can't light it to call for help, just before we take out the guards out here all at once. There's only 2 inside, and that won't be enough to keep us from getting in. Pretty stupid of them to store something so important so far from the city. Guess we're lucky it's sacred ground. Alright. The boys are fixing to go. In just a few blinks, well... Hang on. Somebody's coming. You gotta be... Seriously? Those are Imperial Paladins. The stinking cream of the crop. What are they doing here? And they're heading inside. This is not looking good. I guess after having to deal with the raiders, they decided to take extra precautions. Credit where credit's due, they're only about half as stupid as I thought. This changes things. If they're going to hole up in there, then we can't just swarm the guards like we were aiming to. They'll hear the ruckus and be ready for us. We can take on a gaggle of flunky guards, but not those guys. Nah, that's the problem. It's tempting to just pack it in and try another day, but they're not gonna just leave tomorrow. And we're exposed out in the woods. We've had a few close calls with patrols already. It ain't any safer to wait. To tell you the truth, the smart thing to do would be to call it quits and go home. The odds are against us for sure. I knew there was a reason I liked you. Yeah, we're not leaving without sticking it to those uppity weasels that wronged us. We have to get back at him for ordering your kidnapping and for cheating me. Otherwise, they'll just keep on being rotten, no-good schemers. Anyway, give me a moment to think. Basically, we're gonna need to be way stealthier about this. It sets me on edge, sneaking around and just hoping we don't get caught. But there's no way to settle this quickly and directly. Alright. I think I've got it figured out. Let me go grab the boys. Hey, Grimmel. Come here. Listen up and pass this along. I'm gonna need you to take our sneakiest guys over to that side of the reliquary. Yeah, over there where it's darkest. You're gonna take out as many of the guards as you can without being seen. You guys have all the knockout powder you need, right? Okay. Once you've done that, I want you to make a distraction. Nothing big, just nice and subtle. Enough to make the other guards curious, but not set them into a panic. We're gonna come up behind them while they're moving over to your location. Did you get all that? No. Repeat it back to me. We're not repeating the IAG incident again. Okay, good. Go get him ready. Alrighty, Welp. Keep a close eye over there. We need to act fast if anybody looks like they're going to raise the alarm. If you have to, take a bag of knockout powder. That stuff's real useful for us. Just grab a handful and toss it in somebody's face. Be careful not to breathe it in yourself, obviously. Gosh dang it. That's not good. Grimmel and the boys have started the distraction, but the guards aren't doing what we want. Half of them are staying at their posts. Usually, night shift guards are so bored that they'll jump at the chance to investigate something interesting. Why do these ones have to be so ridiculously well trained? Well, there's nothing for it. We're gonna have to jump the rest, and hope they don't have time to shout. On my signal. And... now! Well, that was messy. What do you think, Whelp? That one fellow was making a fuss. You got to him quick as you could, but he was just standing so far from the others. You think that was enough to tip off the paladins? Yeah, same. He shrieked like a buzzard that's afraid of heights. Hard to believe nobody inside's noticed. And yet... if I peek in the window real careful like... yeah, they're not doing anything. Just standing around. I bet they can't hear a peep through those fancy helmets. Some guards they turned out to be. Well, I say that, but I still don't know how we're supposed to deal with them. We can defend ourselves, but I don't know how we're going to handle a band of highly trained bucketheads without serious casualties. That's a head-scratcher, that's for sure. The knockout powder can work, but with the helmets in the way, at least a few of them will luck out and not get a lungful. And that's assuming we don't get hacked to pieces the second we open the door. Sure. You can peek in through the window. Just don't let them notice you. Now, let me think. Maybe if we... that's stupid. Oh, but if we cut a hole in the roof... that'd be even more stupid. Hang on, there's gotta be something we can... Whoa, hey, what are you... By the 8, Whelp, why would you... Evening, gentlemen. Or Looks like most of you are ladies, actually. Beg your pardon? Quite an honor to meet the famous Imperial Paladins. Anyway, we're, just a little lost. Can you point us in the direction of the nearest town? Or, in fact, I bet we can figure it out. Sorry to... wait, what's happening? Welp? You want to go ahead and tell me why the Imperial Paladins are bowing to you? Huh? In disguise? Well then, who are they? You're not making a lick of sense, Whelp. Why are your personal guards all the way out here in the Barian Empire dressed as Imperial Paladins? It's not like you had a chance to send a message to them. We went straight from the hideout to the Empire's borders. How would you have... All right. Sure. So you're telling me you gave them their orders before we even met? No, there's no way. You'd have to have known from the beginning that we'd kidnap you, that the Empire would betray us, and that we'd get revenge in this exact way. Wait, really? That's... You know what? I believe you. Yeah, there's no other way to explain this. So, looks like you've been playing me for a fool from the get-go. Guess you're not such a whelp after all. That leaves me with one question, though. What exactly is your plan, then? You gonna double-cross me, too? Well, that's a relief. If I got swindled twice in a row, the boys would lose all their respect for me. But, hang on. I still don't get it. Why are those guards of yours even here? They didn't even help with the other guards. Huh? Oh. Wow, wait, look at that. I was so distracted with your fake paladins, I didn't notice those guys. So, they've got secret guards inside, huh? If not for you, I never would have known. That's humbling. Yeah. Alright. One last thing you're gonna need to clear up for me. Why didn't you tell me any of this from the beginning? Why all the secrecy if you had all this planned out from the start? Well, I can't argue with that. Yeah, I sure did poke a lot of fun at you when we first met. Guess we're even now. Alright, Whelp. I don't like the fact that I was outsmarted, but I guess I don't mind having a schemer on my side. Now, let's grab that shard. Huh. This is it? Looks like a piece of scrap metal. Well, whatever. Here, Whelp, you hold it. Now, if we can figure out how to make it glow... Huh. Oh, wait, look at that. How did you make it do that, Whelp? No idea, huh? Sure, you're just gonna tell me it's glowing for you all on its own. Yeah. Maybe you've just been chosen by the Barian's god, right? Guess I'm supposed to believe that? You fooled me once, Whelp. But you're gonna have to try harder than that if you ever want to pull one over me again. Fine. You don't have to tell me how you did it. Anyway, let's head back to camp. Then we can plan out how to get you on the Imperial throne with this thing. Oh, and, hey, I'm only going to say this once, but I'm real impressed. Honest, Your Highness.